All right, today we're answering the question, how much do you need to save to retire with an income of $100,000 a year from your investment portfolio? Hey everyone, I'm Justin Holtz. Thanks for checking out this video. For those of you that don't know me, I run a team of 3 that's focused on pre-retirement planning for people in their 40s and 50s. And this is a question we've answered thousands of times for people all across the country. I'm going to put some helpful links in the description of this video with some information on our firm if you'd like to check it out. But now back to the important question, how do we generate $100,000 in retirement income from our investments? Well, the good news is this all starts with a simple calculation of how much can you withdraw from your investments once you reach retirement. What's the safe withdrawal rate that we can start with? In our work, we like to use the 4% rule. Simple and straightforward, just as it sounds. It indicates you can take up to 4% of your portfolio balance each year as a withdrawal amount, and the probability of outliving your money is low. All right, so simple and straightforward, like I said. How could we calculate it? You can either take your portfolio balance times 4%, or as I like to think about it, how much income do you need? What are you targeting? Take that number times 25, and that's going to give you the portfolio balance that you need at your targeted retirement date. So in this circumstance, this example, $100,000 times the number 25 gives us $2.5 million. That's what we're targeting. That's what we need to generate that $100,000 in annual retirement income. Now, can you take more than 4% as a withdrawal from your investment portfolio each year? Of course you can. It's just going to increase the risk, and the probability of success is going to go down a little bit when we start taking higher amounts on an annual basis, which just depends on your plan. Maybe you're comfortable with that. All right, so the other consideration before we move on to the next part of the calculation is going to be tax implications on your withdrawals. Creating tax efficient withdrawal strategies is a big focus for us. And that's something we're not going to get into right here, but I want you to be aware of the impact that taxes have, especially when you're pulling money out of retirement accounts versus taxable investments and other types of assets. They play a big role here. So keep that in consideration. Now, on to the next step in the calculation. We know we need $2.5 million. We know what our targeted dollar amount is in our investment portfolio. How do we get there? How much do we need to save and invest each year? So I'm going to share a story with you. So a couple that we started working with recently, similar circumstances to this, right? They were trying to figure out what their number was so they could generate around $100,000 in income from their portfolio. They had a 10-year time horizon. Okay, so they were planning to retire in 10 years. They had $1 million saved between retirement accounts and some other assets. And they wanted to figure out how much they needed to contribute over the next 10 years to get to their targeted amount. So it's a simple future value calculation. We need the present value of what the current investments are. We need to assume a reasonable rate of return. In this case, we're going to say 7% is what we outlined as a reasonable rate of return. And then you need your time horizon. So how many years until, how many years are we going to allow this investment to grow in the marketplace? Right, and when we take those things, we plug them into a future value calculation, it will assign a payment that we need to save on an annual basis, a monthly basis. In this case, we did it on a monthly basis. We took $1 million at 7% for 10 years, trying to get to $2.5 million, and it gave us a number of about $2,800 a month is what they needed to save. It might sound high, but this was kind of in line with where their income was, what they were currently doing, maxing out both 401k plans and making other contributions to their investments. So it wasn't out of the ordinary. And now they have peace of mind around what they're doing. They know over the next 10 years, if they achieve a reasonable rate of return and they make these $2,800 a month contributions, they're going to get pretty close to where they need to be. And of course, along the way, we're going to make adjustments if anything needs to be changed in the plan. That's a big part of it as well. Now, of course, most retirement plans are going to be a little more complex than this, right? We're going to factor in Social Security, other retirement income sources to go alongside this, investment income that we can generate from our portfolio that we've worked long and hard to accumulate, invested smart over the years. So each situation is a little unique, and you're going to want to take into consideration what your numbers are. But this is a framework that you can use at any point in time when you're trying to figure out how much income you need. That's the first step. Do some planning around what you want retirement to look like, calculate what you think expenses might be from that standpoint, and then you have that number of what the income might be, then you can kind of work into the future value, what payments you need to contribute to your investments, how much you have right now, make it all work together so that you can get there, reduce the anxiety, reduce the urgency, create a feeling of confidence around your retirement plan. So again, I'm Justin Holtz. I thank you for watching this video today and look forward to hearing from you. If you have questions around retirement planning, we do offer free consultations, no obligation. So would love to just have a conversation with you. If you're in the do-it-yourself world, I hope you can take this information and use it to your advantage within your planning efforts.